Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We'll continue our focus on the goings-on with this administration. We're joined here now by Honorable Mashood Salvador, a member of the PDP and former member of the House of Reps. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much, Chamberlain, and others.
And then we also have Honorable Samson Osagie, who is a former minority whip, a member of the APC, joins us from our studios in Benin. Morning, and thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you, Chamberlain. It's a pleasure being with you again.
Okay, let's start off with Honorable Salvador. Taking a look at the goings-on. Yes, some activities at the moment happening, but we had many who have said, well, they would rather allow the president go slow and steady and not make mistakes and do things right, and that it's a 4-year term. There's no reason for anyone to be in a hurry about some of those things, that just hang on, that things will happen. Do you disagree with any of those views?
Yeah, I think it's not possible for me to go in line with such submission. Going slow cannot confirm excellence. You can be as slow as snail and still make a lot of mistakes. If you have your plan, if you are programmed, if you are prepared, you move straight to work. Let me tell you this, the history of 100 days in office that is common everywhere in the country. It started during the time of Roosevelt in United States of America. He promised the people of America the type of reform needed. And he told them within 100 days. What did he do on the first 100 days? He got there, within the first 100 days, he started putting all the legislation that will make it possible for him to actualize all those promises. That was all. And it worked. And because of it was a very good step, good example, people started emulating it. It's a positive emulation, and everybody started looking at the first 100 days. If you can also remember, during the time of Fashola here, after celebrating the first 100 days to tell us what he has done, he also called our attention when he got to 300 days, which was even less than a year, to tell us that within less than a year, this is what I have done. When it was even 500 days, he called our attention. Not to talk of 1,000 days. So these are a part of what we are talking about. It make every citizen of Nigeria to be alert and know that, yes, this is an administration that is prepared to take us to where we are going.
Let's get Honorable Osage's views as well, opening on this one. Honorable Osage, well, he says by now there ought to have been some of those principles put in place as markers to see where and how the country should be going, and he says that's not happening yet.
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. I think that the debate is encouraging for those who not see what the president have done for 100 days. That would spur him up to try and do more going forward. And for those who believe that some of the intangibles that have been achieved are quite instrumental to reflating our economy, that will also give him encouragement. For me, I believe the president has done a lot in the last 100 days. He doesn't have to build skyscrapers. He doesn't have to build 10,000 kilometers of road within 100 days for us to see what he has done. He has taken steps to reinvigorate some federal agencies that are revenue generating, starting with the NNPC. You cannot say today that the NNPC is on the path of being run more transparently and more prudently, because it is the cash cow of this economy. He also took steps to reinvigorate the leadership of other revenue generating agencies like the Federal Inland Revenue by appointing a substantive and experienced executive chairman. He has also done the same to both immigration and, of course, customs service. He has introduced and insists that the Treasury single account should be run for government revenue, so that at a glance, you can have a consolidated view of the cash inflows for the government. So the president has done so much in trying to reinvigorate the economy. Don't forget that upon assumption of office on May 29th, Mr. President inherited an economy that was in shambles. States were stuck by a serious debt burden, and he has taken steps now to approve measures to ensure that the debt burden of each state, of every state that are so weighed down, should be restructured by the DMO. And I think that these are very positive steps. In the area of security, he has taken serious steps. He has given presidential directive to the military, and successes have been made in the fight against Boko Haram. So the opposition is free to make their criticisms constructively so that the government can sit up. But I believe that the president has done a lot in the last 100 days to be able to lay a solid foundation upon what is coming in the future.
Honorable Sage, very quickly, let me come in here. You've been a lawmaker from state to the federal level, and yes, the headlines making the rounds and all the talk is about appointments. And the big news now is that the president has violated the laws in terms of appointments, some of the appointments he's made.
Well, I do not think so. The Constitution did not specifically state where a particular public officer should come from. And I believe too that going forward, there are a lot of appointments that are still going to be made, you know, in order to redress what is perceived as imbalance right now. I do not think that that argument is anything to hold strongly to. As a federal lawmaker, I have been in the legislature for 16 years, and I do know that the way the executive carry out its functions by way of implementing policies of government are such that they try to do it in a manner that will get legislative endorsement at the end of the day. I believe that the president knows what he's doing. The appointment he has made are the appointments of people that he thinks he can immediately work with and then get the desired results.
Let me come in here.
There are over 600 appointments in federal government agencies that will be made.
Honorable Sage, very quickly, let's be more specific. We're not talking about the areas where some of these people are from. We're talking about some offices like the post of the AMCON head, the FIRS, as well as even INEC. They have gone ahead to start work when they didn't go through the confirmation from the National Assembly.
They are in acting capacity. When President Jonathan appointed the Emefiele as acting governor, governor of Central Bank, he did not receive the approval of the National Assembly until it was submitted. And I believe that these things can always be done, depending on the circumstances. The National Assembly is peopled by majorly members of the APC. And when the president submits the names, they will definitely clear it. I believe that these are not violations. The appointments that have been made are made subject to the ratification of the Senate. And I believe that that is not any serious matter to go.
Then tell us the difference, because first we understand only one is crystal clear, that of the INEC chairman. From inception, we were told that she's acting in that office. But for others, for FIRS and AMCON, it wasn't stated. So what's the difference when we say, well,
in the eyes someone... of the law, they cannot be regarded as substantive chairman or managing director until they are confirmed. So whether it was stated so or it was not stated so, in the eyes of the law, they are deemed to be in acting capacity until they receive the confirmation of the Senate.
Is it right to say this was an afterthought?
Yes, it's not an afterthought. It is not an afterthought. The president is working with his senior advocate as his vice president. And I believe that it cannot be that naive as not to know that appointments that require Senate approval should get Senate approval at the appropriate time.
Honorable Salvador, you're also a lawmaker.
This is enough for all Nigerians to know that we are in a big problem. When a lawmaker can be saying we should be taking such appointment on assumption that they are now making, citing example of CBN governor that was there. Are you saying that two wrongs will now make it right? If you know it was wrong, why are you doing it now? These are part of what we are talking about in this country.
He didn't say it was wrong. He's citing precedents that had, you know, the kind of precedent that had been there before.
If he doesn't believe it's proper, he will not cite that. That is what we're telling him.